Hello, and welcome to Yoga by the Moon. I'm here to lead you through this new moon in Virgo practice. My name is Michelle, and I am honored that you have chosen to join me today. It's my first YouTube video, so I'm truly honored that you chose to follow me today. I thought that with new moons comes newness and exciting opportunities. We're leaving the season of Leo, which is all about fire and endeavors, and we're entering into an eclipse season, which is about presenting opportunities. And so I thought, what better way to harness new opportunities than to reach out to you, my beautiful friends, and share from my heart the movement practice that I love so much. I love yoga, and I also really feel moved by the stars, especially the moon, and how they guide our seasons of life and our times, and how we can harness that energy and that power to best embody ourselves and be our most authentic, true selves. So, again, thank you for joining me. This practice today will be a very grounding practice as we're entering Virgo season. Virgo is an earth sign, and it is a very grounded, nurturing sign. It is about tending to yourself. And so we will do that as we move. We will be very just juicy movement, grounded, juicy, tending to ourselves movement. At the end, I will also lead you through a brief reflection more about this particular new moon as we sit in Savasana, so that I can have you reflect on ways to use the energies of this new moon in Virgo tonight, so that maybe you can tap into its power yourself as well in this season. So, find something comfy to wear, some space for a mat if you have one, or just a little bit of space to move, and join me on the mat. You can find yourself in any sort of comfortable seat, whether it's cross-legged, whether you're sitting on your knees, whether you've got your legs just straight out, however is comfortable for you. And we will take a few moments to begin with the breath. This breath is a very grounding breath that we're going to be doing. It's a 3-part breath. And it's just allows you to tune into yourself, tune inward, and notice how you can slow yourself down just a little bit. Tune out the outside noise and come to yourself. So when we breathe in first with the belly, then the chest, then the rib cage expands. And as we breathe out, it goes backwards. Rib cage down, chest down, belly down. So we'll take 3 breaths like that together as we begin. Inhale, belly, chest, rib cage. Exhale, rib cage, chest, belly. Inhale. Exhale. One last one. Inhale. And exhale. Slow and sweet. And come to your mat. Rest your hands on your knees. If it feels safe for you, you can either soften your gaze or close your eyes just for a moment and arrive on your mat. On your next breath in, take your right ear to your right shoulder. And slowly roll your neck down, left ear towards left shoulder. We'll take a few neck rolls. You can go only forward if you want. If you want to take it backwards, just be careful that you find a little lift so you don't crunch in your neck. But take whatever neck movements feel good to you. We spend so much time on our technology devices. We're crunching through that neck, and we hold so much stress and tension in there. It's nice to just work out those kinks. Take one more neck roll, whichever direction you're in. And then slowly bring your head to center. Now we will do that with our shoulders, but on our next breath in, we're going to bring our shoulders all the way up to our ears. Hold them up, and as you exhale, roll them back and down. Inhale, roll those shoulders up, forward, up to your ears. Exhale, back and down. Do that a few times in your own breath. Maybe you reverse the movement. Maybe you go back, up, down, forward. Whatever feels good. I'm noticing some popping in my shoulder. I don't know if you're hearing it or not. You might hear some creaks and crinkles yourself. That's just your body coming into space, and just make sure that they are safe sounds for you and not that you are overdoing it at all. Do this in a way that feels right, safe, and good for you. One more moment here. And now, if you weren't already, find a cross-legged seat and bring your hands to your knees. On your next inhale, we're going to circle our torso around to the front. And then as we exhale, we're going to round our spine and curve backwards. Sort of stirring a giant pot of soup. We're almost in soup season, so that is pretty apropos. Stir that pot and do some nice torso rotations. Maybe you bring your shoulders into it a little bit. And then maybe you spin the other way. Stir that pot the other way. Find whatever movement is calling to you in this moment. One more wherever you are. And then come to stillness once again. We're going to take our left hand and plant it outside our left hip, and then raise our right arm over shoulder as we tilt and make a crescent moon towards the left. Nice little side body stretch. Maybe you look up to your elbow. Maybe you look down to the other hand. Maybe you keep your head in a neutral position. Whatever's comfortable for you. One more inhale. As you exhale, we're going to plant that right hand outside the right hip and make that crescent moon towards the right side, left arm overhead. Maybe you look up. Maybe you look down. Maybe keep a neutral spine. One more inhale. As you exhale, rise once again. Take a moment. And now we're going to come up onto our feet, kind of like the way little kids do when they like to play or read or like digging in the dirt. Find this sort of little froggy position. Lifting your hip bones off the mat. Maybe if that's not comfortable for you, maybe you find a little rolled up towel or pillow, whatever's handy, even a little stuffed animal. Take it right under those sit bones. But wherever you are, just kind of find a little bit of hip opening. Maybe rock back and forth, get a little comfortable in this seat. Maybe bring your hands to prayer so that you can open those hips a little bit more with the strength of your triceps. Find a little bit of stillness. This is a very grounding posture, very good for an earth sign like Virgo. As we enter there, it's very rooted. So much of our natural processes happen in this particular posture. A lot of people eat this way, a lot of people eliminate this way, a lot of women birth this way. It is very grounding and connected to our earth and our true natures. So it's a good way to find a connection to yourself. Now we're going to take a bit of a variation with this. We're going to bring our right palm down to the center and open that left wing up into a twist. As we look up, bring that left hand down, replace it with the right with the left, open the right wing up, look up once again, twist on the other side. Again, just juicy, slow, subtle movements here. Then bring both hands in front of you, and when you're ready, as you feel, slowly and surely lift those hips up. Keep a soft bend in your knees and have a nice forward fold, as much of a knee bend as you need to keep those hands on the floor. Just kind of maybe rocking back and forth, maybe bending and straightening the knees a little bit. Just don't lock those knees out. You could hurt them. Just find a little bit of buoyancy, a little bit of movement, a little bit of sway. Nothing needs to be fixed. We're just going to be connected to our bodies, to the earth, to each other through this community. One more breath in this forward fold. And then on your next inhale, come up on your fingertips. Look up with a flat back, tabletop. Exhale, fold. And now as we inhale, we are going to slowly rise all the way up, unfurling our spine vertebrae by vertebrae until we reach a standing position. And I apologize. I have not figured out this camera yet. I apologize for that. We have some standing postures now. First, find your feet rooted to the ground. Press down into all four corners of the feet. Or maybe you just think of about your foot in three corners. Maybe the top has two and your heel is a third, sort of like a tripod. However you envision your foot, just imagine it planted in the earth. Your palms reaching down for the ground like roots of a tree, while your chest is open, shoulders back. Maybe you lift your chin up just a little bit and stretching the top of the spine up to the sky in a very strong mountain pose. It looks like you're just standing, but you're doing so much energetically. All of those little intrinsic muscles inside are working so hard to hold you up in this elongated, grounding posture. Take one more moment here in mountain. Inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, keep your right leg planted, and then you're going to take your left ankle and cross it behind. And then you're going to reach both arms up, grab your left wrist with your right hand, and once again make that crescent moon into a side bend, side body stretch. Inhale, rise back to center, uncross those legs, bring your arms down. Notice how you feel. Nothing's good, nothing's bad, it just is. On your next inhale, cross your right leg behind the left. Reach those arms up and grab the right wrist with the left hand. Side body stretch, other side. back to center. Uncross those legs. Now I'm turning so that you can see me a little bit better, facing the top of my mat. And I'm going to step my left leg back with my right leg forward, keeping that bend in the right knee and softness in the back, and dropping all the way down so that my left leg is on the mat, on the ground. Just leaning forward into that right hip in a low lunge. Feeling that stretch on that psoas, that front hip flexor, as we raise up. On your next inhale, plant that left hand outside the right foot and turn towards your right side wall, lifting that right arm up to the sky in a twist. Inhale. As you exhale, frame that foot. Bring your right hand down to the outside of the right foot as well. Bring your right knee to meet the left. So now you're in sort of a plank on your knees. And you're going to take an inhale. And then you're going to drop your chest down to the mat and your chin. On your next inhale, slowly just lift your head, neck, and shoulders off the mat into a baby cobra. Exhale, down. Inhale, rise back up onto that plank on your knees and simply step that left leg forward so that you're in that low lunge on the other side. Raise up those arms up ahead. Again, feel the stretch in that front hip flexor and that psoas muscle. Inhale. As you exhale, plant that right hand on the inside of that left foot. Lift your left arm to the sky in a low lunge twist. Inhale. Exhale, bring that left hand down to frame the foot. Bring that left knee back to meet the right. Once again, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, down. This time on your next inhale, we are going to lift all the way up into an upside down V shape. Hips to the sky, hands in front, feet down behind you. Your heels may get nowhere near to the bottom of the mat, and that is okay. Find a little bit of softness in your knees. Maybe bend one knee and then the other as you pedal those heels out. And sort of a bit of a walk without actually going anywhere. Maybe you turn your neck and look under each armpit. Just find movement in this downward dog that feels good to you. On your next breath in, find some stillness. And then inhale, raise that right leg up to the sky. And then bring the heel toward your glute in a three-legged dog, hip opening. One more inhale, raise that leg to the sky. And as you exhale, bring that foot as many steps as you need to take between your hands once again. Spin your left heel down and rise on up. That right leg, that right knee bent, left leg straight, heel planted. Right arm in front, left arm behind into a warrior two. Strong warrior, reaching forward and back. As we enter this eclipse season, that is very apropos. Also, we are kind of in between moments here. So we're reaching out to keep ourselves planted in this present moment, in this in-between. On your next inhale, reach your left arm down your left leg and raise your right arm overhead in a reverse warrior. Exhale, back, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale. Exhale, bring those hands down. And now you have the option to take that knees, chest, chin once again, or you can step all the way back into a high plank. Drop down into a chaturanga and lift on up into an upward facing dog. And then all the way up into a down dog. Or you can just completely skip it. You can just watch me. Watch me take a chaturanga. That's fine too. On your next inhale, raise your left leg to the sky and then open the hip out with the glute, heel towards the glute in a three-legged dog. Inhale. Exhale. Straighten. And then inhale, bring that left foot between your hands. As many steps as you need to take. It doesn't need to look pretty. Plant, turn and plant that right heel. Rise on up, bend in your left knee, straight leg on the left, on the right, left arm forward, right arm back, turn your chest towards that right wall, warrior two. On your next inhale, reach that right hand down, left arm overhead, reverse your warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale. Inhale, plant your hands. This time we're going to bring that knee back and we're going to drop all the way. I'm going to bring this down so you can see a little bit better. All the way down onto the mat, onto your belly. We're going to take a little mini cobra flow as we inhale. Raise our head up, looking straight ahead. Exhale down. Keep those hands underneath those shoulders, elbows generously bent. Inhale, up. Exhale down. Last one, make sure not to crunch back in your neck. Make sure not to lift too much so that you feel too much pain in your lower spine. Just inhale as subtly as you need to. And exhale down. This time, place one hand on top of the other as a nice little pillow for your forehead. And on your next inhale, you're going to bring your right knee up. That's my left, sorry. You're going to bring your left knee up while your hips are still pointed down, opening up through that left hip in a gentle half frog. Grounding ourselves once again. We have another juicy earth pose as we open up in a subtle way, connecting to ourselves, connecting to your breath. Any hip opening, even gentle ones, can release emotions, since we store so many of our emotions in that tightness of our hips. So just let whatever comes, come. Let whatever flows, flow. And be in your body. One more inhale. As you exhale, slide that leg down. Maybe you rock your hips back and forth just a little bit, even that out. Keep your forehead planted, and on your next inhale, now it's the right knee up for a half frog on the right side. Gentle frog, hip opening. Full frog can be a bit uncomfortable, but half frog is a nice, easy way into opening your hips. And for me, this is a really relaxing posture. It may be different for you, but it's a very connected, very grounded, nurturing posture. Very good for Virgo season that we are entering. Releasing in our hips allows for renewal in our bodies, And with new moons comes renewal. So we will embrace that in this posture as we breathe one more time in. And exhale, bring that heel down to meet the other. Maybe you shake those hips again. We're going to do a little yogi pancake and we're going to flip onto our backs. Bring your knees up, feet planted. We're going to just take a quick bridge on your next inhale. Just lift your hips as much as you need to or as little as you need to, just to get a bit of a release in the back of those thighs, in the back of that lower spine. Exhale, lower those hips to the ground. Straighten out that left leg. Bring your right knee into your chest. Hug it as tightly or as far away as you need. Create space for yourself. This is called wind relieving pose for obvious reasons. If that happens, that's good. That's releasing. You are releasing in your body, which is what we do in a new moon. On your next inhale, bring that right knee across your body towards the left side of your mat in a gentle spinal twist. You may choose to still look up at the ceiling. You may choose to straighten out your right arm and look over your right shoulder. Whatever is good for you, whatever feels safe and comfortable. One more inhale. And as you exhale, slowly unwind. And as you do, you may bring that left knee in, hug it into your chest. Maybe you turn the ankle, releasing in the calf. Create space wherever you need to. Holding this posture just for one more breath. And on your next inhale, cross that left leg across your body towards the right side. And once again, you may choose to look at the ceiling, or maybe you open out that left arm and you look over your left shoulder. Whatever feels safe in your body today. Just winding down, connecting once again to ourselves, nurturing ourselves in this Virgo season, the season of nurturing, tending to ourselves. It is no small coincidence that we are entering the season of the harvest, and that Virgo is about tending within, tending those fields, prepping them for a new year, but working inwards as we quiet things down, as things start to become gentler and softer and more still. One more breath. And as you exhale, slowly bring that left leg down to meet the right. You can keep your hands on your belly, one hand on your chest and your belly, both hands over your heart, hands down. Whatever feels right for you in a Savasana. I'm going to sit up as I discuss briefly how we can tap into this energy of this new moon and nurture ourselves. Most new moons, because it is about renewal and new opportunity and growth, most new moons you set intentions for things that you would like to see happen, things that you would like to come your way. But in Virgo is very much about decluttering, organizing, simplifying. And so we harness that power with this new moon tonight. And instead of creating an intention for something we would like to see, we reflect on what is in my life that isn't serving me. What can I declutter in my life? What can I declutter in myself? That way it's sort of like pulling weeds in a garden. so that you can allow the healthy seeds to grow, the seeds of intention that are already deep within you, whether you are aware of them or not. You can allow that to grow when you remove what isn't serving you, when you declutter that space in your life inside that is maybe holding those seeds back from being able to flourish. Find moments where you can tend to yourself, even if it's just taking a moment to breathe. You may start to feel overwhelmed by the day-to-day, the needs of your children, your work, the household. You have this giant to-do list. All of these things can cause so much stress and chaos. And maybe you're finding breathing difficult. So even if you just take something as simple as that and just deepening the breath, finding presence in yourself, finding even the smallest ways to nurture yourself, you're very much harnessing the power of this new moon, preparing yourself for the eclipse, the total lunar eclipse that begins September 7th, so that we can enter this chaotic portal that will be coming. It's starting to open now with this new moon. And if we can tend to ourselves, if we can soften, even now in Savasana, find where maybe you're tightening, maybe you're clenching, maybe your hands are in fists, maybe your shoulders are up by your neck, maybe you're tightening your jaw, maybe you're clenching through your glutes, maybe you're furrowing your brow. Find where you can soften and release. I invite you to have presence in yourself for that. Showing up for yourself, creating intention behind your daily rituals, even if it's just intention behind the way you brush your teeth. It can become a meditative experience. It can transform from mundane to spiritual if you let it. And that is very much what this new moon is about in Virgo, entering into this season where we begin to turn inwards and become more aware of our presence, of ourself, caring for ourself so we can be our most authentic, true version of who we are and spread love and joy. But we can't spread that without starting within. So I invite you to journey within, tend to within, weed out the things that don't serve you, and release as we enter this new moon, as we enter Virgo season. When you're ready, you can turn over to one side, bring your hand down to the mat, and slowly press yourself up to seated. I promise you I will fix the camera issues. My little holder was not functioning properly, but I wanted to make sure I got this video out today because I didn't want to put off releasing into this new moon and harnessing that power and sharing that love of movement and that love of energy and self-love and love for all of you, the community. I didn't want to put that off. I promise I will have that fixed by next week. If you will join me as we embark on how we can use Virgo season in general in our lives, how we can capitalize on what Virgo has to offer for us. Whether we are born under that sign or not, we can use that power in our lives, again, to tend best to ourselves and our own lives and let us live our best lives. So I hope you will join me. I will once again post on Friday next week. Please comment any. I know I had the camera issues. I know I assure you I will fix those, but comment anything else that you would like to see, anything that you liked, anything that you thought I could do different. I'm happy to grow and journey with you in this. But from my heart to yours, truly, namaste. And I am honored and grateful that you came and showed up for yourself and for me. Thank you. Happy new moon in Virgo.